Hello everyone, this is Robert Hester with another RHE video blog. I, for some reason, still have a giant knot in my stomach over looking at this very unbelievable and yet inspirational video by my dear friend Melody Joy. That she made about being a champion for the underdogs. That's what Melody Joy is to me. As I put in a post on my Facebook page and my general page, along with the video that she made, I considered Melody, like me, a champion for people not so much with special needs, but all humanitarians. You know, whether they have any type of special needs or people just trying to make it, they are not so much as celebrated, but honored and loved and acknowledged, which of course Melody has done and then some over the last 2 years that I have known her. It's very funny that if you were to ask how did I first meet Melody, well, I first met Melody in November of 2009, November 7th of 2009, and what really strikes out was the significant date in my life when I met Melody. Talk about one door closing while another opens. The morning that I was slated to meet Melody for a photo shoot with a photographer in Pittsburgh named Melvin Aber, the morning that I was to meet Melody and shoot with her alongside Mr. Aber, I found out from my mother that she woke me up and told me one of the most gut-wrenching news that I've ever received, that my longtime pastor of Union Baptist Church, Reverend Maurice Doss, passed away. And he did so after suffering a stroke a year and a half earlier. And I was very devastated by it, but yet so relieved that my pastor finally is free from all the pain and all the suffering and all the heartache that goes with this earth, you know, in terms of you know, being going through it, all the aforementioned. But like I said before, it was as if God was opening up one door after closing another. And ever since then, I have established a great relationship with Melody. Great to the point where I love her as a sister, a younger sister. And I really feel comfortable talking about my feelings and my thoughts, even though some of those feelings and thoughts are a bit extreme, to the point where, you know, not only Melody would tell me something inspirational to snap out of the ruts that I'm in, or rut, she says them in a way that is very inspirational and loving and kind and great. And again, thus is the case with Melody putting out this video of her talking with her father, who was very distraught over the fact that a year and a half ago, at the same time or basically at the same time that my pastor was trying to recover from his stroke, as you know, there was or you don't know, that there was a brutal murder involving a mentally challenged 30-year-old woman, and it eventually was caused by people that were trained to hate other people, basically on account of they were trained to hate themselves. And if you didn't hear the news, one of those suspects was formally charged by a jury, was found guilty by a jury of first-degree murder, and will be sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole. And that's neither here or there. It's just that the fact that Melody's father, Mr. John Novak, who's a really great friend, as well as his daughter is. I mean, it takes a great real friend to raise a great real friend. It was the fact that he got so emotional over it. And if you saw the video with Melody, and I posted it on my Facebook and main pages, roberthesterentertainment.tumblr.com, that he was just very emotional about it. You know, it was like somebody took a piece of his life. You know, like something gets torn down, a piece of your life goes down with it. Yeah, it was kind of like that. And with Melody, she got so emotional. It was to the point where if something horrible happened to me, given the fact that I'm one of Melody's best friends, let alone one of her best friends that has a disability or disabilities. Of course, I have autism and Asperger's syndrome. I'll get to those in a second. She would be as emotional about that as she was over this very horrible thing that happened a year and a half ago. And Melody Novak is known for having a flamboyant and crazy lifestyle and free-spirited lifestyle. You see in the videos, you saw in the big video that she made with Antox and my friend Jordan Beckham, I'm a Crazy Chick, which premiered to the world officially on WPGH Fox 53's My City Live a month ago. I mean, she does all this stuff. She does Playboy Live, she models, she sings and DJs and all that fun stuff. But she's just very compassionate about her work, you know, as a DJ, a model, a singer, and an actress, and as she is as a human being, compassionate of the human beings that she's surrounded, the company that she keeps. Not just me, but, you know, a person that has Down syndrome, a person that has any type of disability, whether it be autism or Down syndrome, and all of the above. And it just breaks my heart yet makes me want to scratch my head over the fact that there isn't that many people in this world, much less this region, that has the same heart that Melody does, for people that are not so much as different than them, but so much as compassionate and loving, you know, to those people as Melody is. And as you know, of course, I had another personal breakdown over my modeling stuff over the course of the week. And it was caused by my disability, sort of, with autism and Asperger's, given the fact that with autism, I don't understand regular people, typical people, too much. When they say something, I take it another way. They point me in one direction, I go the other. I mean, that's just the way I is. And I've been not so much as fighting, you know, my autism. I've been doing my best, you know, to be as professional as, I don't know, just being myself. And hence the final episode of Oprah Winfrey this week. It's very funny that I bring up the final episode of Oprah, considering the fact that the person that Oprah worked with, her boss, told her that when she first went national, after she came to Chicago to do AM Chicago in 1986, she was told by her boss that don't expect to go anywhere near the ratings of Phil Donahue, who of course at the time was the #1 talk show host in the talk show period. He was the #1 talk show host in the country. But don't expect to go towards the avenue of being the top talk show host in the country on account of that's Phil Donahue. He may always have it, considering the fact that Donahue had a large following. Well, of course you'll be happy to know that in a couple of months before the 1980s concluded, not only Oprah Winfrey would take over Phil Donahue's spot as having the top talk show in the country, so much as the world, she would hold on to that rank up until her final show, which was this week. And this is not bad for somebody who came from a nobody, from an unknown, if you will, from previous stops in Nashville, Tennessee, and Baltimore, Maryland. You know, if a person like Oprah can overcome, you know, what anybody else says, considering the fact that she doesn't have a single disability at all, if she can overcome whatever, if like I said, put it this way, like I said about me being with autism, living with autism, if she can take to heart what I said about if one person tells you one thing, one person tells you to go in one direction, you go another. I mean, this is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, who is turned into, Oprah has turned from, in the last quarter of a century, her word is now a verb. Oprah is a verb. And this, again, we all have a little bit of autism in us, whether we want to accept it or not, whether we were born with it or not, or diagnosed with it or not. We all have autism in us. And I hope that thanks to this video, thanks to Oprah, what was said by her boss, and saying the heck with what her boss says, I'm going to do this and be successful, and given what Melody says in this video about, you know, people with different aspects of life and bring different approaches to life despite disabilities. I hope these aforementions will make people realize that there are just some people in this world that need to be accepted on account of they're destined to be like eagles. They're destined to fly, not be like chickens and just stay away from things. And stay away and be afraid of going to be successful.